Well, it's official. Sebastian Giovinco has been crowned the 2015 Golden Boot Award winner for Major League Soccer. We had to hold off on a little bit because we weren't sure if Robbie Keane was going to score 4 goals on Sunday, but no. Not happening.
It was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered heading into the weekend with Kai Kamara not playing for Columbus on the weekend. And it really caps off the best regular season we've ever seen from one player in MLS history. He was that good. The goals were great. The assists were fantastic. The overall quality of play was on another level. And he will be the player to watch over the course of the MLS playoffs. No one player in Major League Soccer can change a game like Sebastian Giovinco. So whether it's in Montreal this Thursday night or across the league as the playoffs kick off this week, he is the player to watch.
I think that's the greatest thing about it, because you look across this league, there are some tremendous strikers, but Sebastian Giovinco can really do it all.
He can, and it's not till this season where I actually was quite happy with Toronto FC making this pickup in the amount of money that they spent on him. I think the highest paid player in the MLS, but he's lived up to all expectations. It's not too often that you see somebody come to a team and change the impact and the style and just the identity of a team like Giovinco does at a spur of the moment kind of play. So it's huge. Let's see if he can keep on carrying that same form into the playoffs. There's a lot of pressure. We'll probably be talking about that a little bit more, about he needs to be protected by the league, and referees need to know that players are out to get him. If you remember what I did to Beckham, Google it, or YouTube it if you haven't seen it yet. But there are players that are thinking that that's the game plan, to take him off of his game is to hit him as hard as possible. And these players do need to be protected just to make sure that this league is in growth to where it wants to be.
Well, in particular, I mean, when you take a look at the Montreal Impact, Didier Drogba is immensely larger than Giovinco. He's only 5'4", so there is different standards perhaps in how they are protected.
And there was a legitimate scare that Didier Drogba was going to be down injured and not being able to play on Thursday. Not so much. Listen, 2 different players with 2 different approaches. Giovinco doesn't stay down, roll around on the ground. He's visually shown his frustration with officials and not getting calls. And it's kind of been the strategy of opposing teams just to hack him, play a very physical game. We saw that against Columbus. We saw that against New York City FC. And we saw it to a certain degree against Montreal in the final game of the season. And for me, it's up to MLS officials to step up and start protecting the player. He simply is not getting calls, and some of them may be borderline calls, and maybe Giovinco's looking to get the call a little bit too much, but still, I think based upon the season that he's had, the quality of player that he is, there is star treatment across every league in professional sports, and quite frankly, Giovinco's not getting the requisite protection, and I think he needs it. Baldemiro Toledo is going to be the match official for Thursday's game. He's been a referee over the years that's known to be taking a stand, not putting up with nonsense, so hopefully that's the case come Thursday night, that he gives Giovinco the protection he rightfully deserves and really needs to really do his thing on Thursday.
Giovinco has scored 22 goals in the regular season. If there's a single goal that he could score this season that's going to be important, it will be Thursday against Montreal. What can TFC do to surround him with some protection internally?
I just get him the ball into the channels that he wants them. I think if you look at the past couple of games where he has been shut down, he tries to get, and I don't blame him, he tries to get involved in the game a little more than he needs to, because he isn't getting that provided balls into those paths that he is most successful. So hopefully Toronto FC understands what works for him. Get him away from the tackles that are happening inside the core of the field. He likes to play outside a little bit on the flanks and then drive his way through 1v1 challenges, and usually is very successful in doing so. So hopefully they understand that that's where he's going to be most productive, and get him another goal. I don't know if he's going to score a goal that's topped most of them that he scored this year, but maybe we'll see on Thursday night. This could be the day that everybody remembers Giovinco and what he did for this team to get them through to the next stage.
Is there a greater way to kick off the playoffs? I mean, no. 2 Canadian teams, the 401 derby, it's a true rivalry.
Yeah, and it's about to get a lot more heated. Like, the regular season stuff is fine. The Canadian Championship, that's great too, but it's a whole other level when you get into MLS playoffs. This is what it's all about. I'm disappointed that the game's not being played here in Toronto, but a win against the Impact means the team will be coming home this Sunday to take on the New York Red Bulls. So it's Operation Destroy the Impact come Thursday night. We'll see how it all plays out.
All right, TFC taking on the Impact Thursday, 7 o'clock kickoff on TSN. And also interesting to note, Gareth Wheeler and Adrian Serioux will be making the trip down the 401, actually by air. And they're coming to Montreal too. They'll be calling the game on TSN 1050.